friends. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's feeling good and enjoying the sunshine and getting ready for some normalcy to come back, huh? I am doing well, doing a little end of the day yoga today. Hopefully I'll get it out to you guys this evening. So we're gonna start seated and just kind of coming in. I know we do this at the beginning of most classes, but I just came off work, so I'm super kind of what I like to say is buzzy, right? Coming out of the world. So let's just take a seat, lower our gaze or close our eyes. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out or blow it out. Let me do a few more of those. Do 3 more. Deep inhale. Let it out. Feeling your belly billowing open and down. Bringing your breath in and out. Deep inhale. Exhale, blow it out. And more. Bring it in. And as we're breathing in, we're just tuning in, right? We're noticing our body. We're peeling back from the world that engages us all day. We go inward a little bit. Take notice of what our breath feels like and how fast it's pushing through, or if there's an urgency to it. If it's quiet enough, maybe you can hear your heartbeat. Feel your face relax a little bit. Maybe taking a little ease out from the activity of life during the day. Noticing your body. My back feels tired from work. Feels fatigued. My body feels like it could just flop around like a seal and do some yin yoga. And maybe that's what yours needs too, and you should honor that. We'll do not a super intense yoga, but there'll be some activity in it. So let's open up our eyes a little bit, or all the way. And let's take a deep breath in, bringing our hands up. And sigh it out. Our shoulders are low and away from our ears. Deep breath in, arms up. And when we exhale, we're going to bring our hands down, but we're going to turn to the right. And bring our hands down, fingertips down to the floor, and get a little twist in our back. Inhale up, arms up. Exhale, turn to the left, fingertips touch. Maybe you can get a little traction on the ground to pull yourself a little bit, but we're lifting up as we twist. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. This time, let's take our left hand and grab on our quad and give a little pull. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right hand grabs the left quad, and we're giving a little pull. Maybe get a little pop. Let's do one more of those each side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Grabbing your leg a little, lifting and twisting. Not being too forceful. Inhale up. Exhale, left side. Right hand grabs the left quad. Get a little stretch. Good. Come back to center. We'll take our hands, bring them behind our head, and let's do first we'll just do some nods, right? So let's go straight down and then up. And as we come up, let's engage our shoulder blades, kind of bring our elbows back, lifting chest open, and then down. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're not pulling super hard on our head, but maybe letting our arms hang a little bit heavy on it. Inhale up, bringing our shoulder blades back, so our elbows back. Exhale down. Let's come just to our hands are still behind our head, but we're just straight on, not bending forward or backward. And we're gonna do some head nods, but kind of, you know, circular, just the front. So we're gonna circle down, just the front, and then the other direction. If anything feels funny on your neck, don't push it. We're just getting a little movement in. Good. All right, let your hands go off your head. Let's walk our hands out. So if you're in what is like a fire log or lotus or whatever, anyway, wherever you're at, if this already feels too much, don't worry about it. But we're gonna just take a little walking forward and a little walking back. And keep walking our hands until they're behind us. I have my fingertips facing my butt. I'm going to arch my chest up, bringing my shoulder blades back. Head can nod back. Good. And back forward. Walk our hands forward. Get a little stretch there, or a lot of stretch if that's where your body's at. Come back to center and switch your legs if they are. So my left was on top, I'm going to switch to the right. Bring our hands behind, fingertips pointing towards the butt, chest pops up, shoulder blades kind of fold back, and our head leans back nice and easy. Good. Walk your hands forward. Back up to center. Let's go take our right hand and reach over and grab our left quad. And our left hand is going to reach up and over to our side, to our right side. So we don't want to be collapsing forward like this. We're opening our chest. Our gaze is at the ceiling if that's available. Both of our hips are rooted on the earth. Good. Back to center. Take our left hand, grab our right quad, right hand reaches up and over. Get a big, nice stretch in our back and side body, opening up to the ceiling. Good. Let's do one more on each side. Left hand reaches up and over. And your right hand is reaching up and over. Let's come back to center. Take our hands, grab, interlace your knuckles behind you. Pull your fist kind of back away from your body and open your chest up. Nice big stretch in your front chest. Okay. All right. Let's do, well, glad I just found that fun little, what do they call, little prickly thing on my, would it hurt to step on my mat? Let's start, let's bring our legs behind us. We're in tabletop. Just for a second, we're gonna actually take our left leg and kick it out to this left side, like a big old kickstand. My right toes are curled under, giving me a little traction, and my left foot is flat on the ground. And let's do some cat-cow here. Arch up and down. And let's walk our right hand out to the right of our right leg. Take our left arm and reach up and over. That should feel really nice, right? And sweep our hand down all the way under. Take our right hand and reach it up and over. Good. Bring our hand back down. And bring our hands, we're gonna come up, right? So we're on our right knee, but our body is upright. Let's take our hands behind our head like we started, and we're gonna hinge forward. Our butt's gonna shift back a little bit, that's fine. Shifting back to where, whatever's comfortable for you, right? I'm about parallel to the floor. And back up. Down. Back up. One more. Doing 3. Back up. Good. Release your hands. Bring your left leg in. Let's kick our right leg out. Do a little cat and cow here. So we're going to arch up, pulling our navel all the way up, letting our head hang heavy, and then letting our chest and tummy sink low. Our chest kind of pulls forward. Butts up. Again. Cat. Cow. Good. Now we're going to walk our left hand out to the left. Take our right hand and reach it up and over. This big angle, almost a rainbow, right? Like you could be at an angle straight line like this, but we could arch all the way down. I'm not hanging heavy though, or hanging lazy. I'm extending, I'm stretching, I'm finding the stretch in this. Got it in my inner groin, I got it all in my right side body. Good. And we're gonna swoop down, walk our right hand over to the right, left hand comes up and over. Opening up towards the ceiling. And then let's come up. Hands behind the head. And we're gonna bow forward, right? Our hips can kind of shift back. Bowing forward. I'm going to parallel with the mat, but you can stop before that. Up. Down. And up. Nice and controlled, and up. Ah, good. Release your hands, come down, bring your right leg in, and I'm rotating to be on my mat. Let's curl our toes under, and we're gonna get right in on it actually with some toes. My toes, I just noticed it. I've curled my toes under, and my feet are evidently really tight from the day. So you guys get to enjoy some stretching for me. So we have our toes curled under, and then we're gonna sit back onto our heels. I like my knees to be kind of out because then I can grab my baby toes under too, right? So we're stretching our toes in the bottom of our feet. Let's take our hands, let's bring them out T fashion. Right hand is up, left is down. No? That's great. And we're gonna take the hand that's facing up, right hand, and shoot to the right side. And then we're gonna switch our hands and shoot to the other side. Switch. You know, all the while your toes are screaming. I know. Right side. And left side. Oh, right? Whose toes? Oh my gosh. Come on down, hands down, release your toes, do a little smacking on your feet. Feels good. My floor is kind of hard, it didn't feel that good, but it feels good on the jiu-jitsu mats. All right. And then we're gonna do the opposite stretch, which you gotta find the right spot for you, and it might be a lot. But we're gonna have our feet flat, and we're gonna lift up our knees, pushing back through our palms so we can get a stretch on the tops of our feet. Right. Oh, I'm locking mine in. Woo! We're also warming up our upper body strength right now. Feel what, find what feels good. That's pushing that boundary of, it's uncomfortable, but it's like a good uncomfortable. All right, bring your knees down. Hands are below our shoulders. Let's bring our knees back just a little bit. Curl our toes under, back to where we started, right? This is where we were starting, but then I decided that my toes needed some stretching. Curls our toes under, lift our knees, push back, downward dog. Let's walk out our downward dog for a bit. Walk out our doggy. So just push one heel down at a time, sending that heel down towards the mat. It's probably not actually touching the mat. It's fine. We're just kind of pushing and easing through, finding movement where it feels like there's a lot of tension. It's a pattern I've thought about in jiu-jitsu and life, which is you'll feel the sticking point, right? You find a sticking point here in downward dog, or maybe you're under somebody's side control, or something in business is feeling sticky and you're not sure which way to go. And I think the key to success for any and all is to find that little bit, that little spot of ease. There's always one, right? There's always an opening for you. So you find it and you make it bigger, or you pounce on it, whatever it is. So we're finding the space in our really tight ankles and legs. Cool. Let's walk our feet out a little bit wide. Oh, I'm just doing little baby steps out, little baby steps. When I go further, I have more mobility in my ankles, so my heels are actually touching, and I'm gonna walk my hands up nice and slow, little baby steps, all the way up, all the way up. I'm still forward folding though, right? My hands are right below my shoulders. Let's take I've got wider than hips, but like I'm not so wide that I feel wobbly in my stance. I have a really strong width of a straddle so that I can squat, right? Squatting, knees are going outward. My back is straight. My head and my neck and my spine are all in alignment. Feeling that deep squat, feeling any tension. Let's move, right? Let's wiggle a little left, wiggle a little right. We're doing like figure eights with our knees. Oh. All right, let's straighten our legs, forward fold, shake out our knees. Left hand to right ankle. We're gonna twist, open up. You can have your arms straight, or it can just be kind of resting on your sacrum, on your back. And back to center. Right hand on left ankle, twist to the left. Back to center. We're gonna take a squat again, right? Get our nice strong squat stance. Don't be having our knees in. If you need to find a different depth or width, depth of your butt or width of your feet to feel like it's proper for you, go for it. But we're in a wide, deep squat. Fingertips are down, and we're gonna do these like crazy eights with our knees. Ooh, I'm burning. Good. Come to center. Knees are out. Come up. Stand up. Side it out. Shift your hips around. We'll do some little eights with our hips. And we're not going so fast that it's jerky or you hurt yourself. You go, most things in yoga, you're going slow enough to really feel it, right? Good. Hands up. Deep inhale. Exhale down. Let's walk our hands back out to down dog distance. Bring our feet in. And let's take our right leg back behind us. Do some little toe circles. Both directions. And then we're going to take our right leg
bend it, and do big knee circles. Try to get your knee to go up as high as it can, wide open. Do 3 in each direction. Good. Once you're done, straighten your leg, and then bring it all the way through between your hands. If you gotta grab it and pull it up, go for it.
Ooh, I got a nice little pop. Did y'all hear that?
Let's shift a little bit in this, right? Like our little lizard shift. So we're gonna shift forward and then back. And you can literally be grabbing the earth with like your foot and your hamstring curling your body forward. Good. Let's bring our knees down, unravel our toes, and shift our hips forward.
Doesn't need to be massive, right? Because as long as we're tucking our tail, we should be getting a big stretch in our hamstring, or in our, hip flexors rather. We're shifting forward a little bit, tucking our tail. Let's bring our chest up, nice and engaged. Hands come out to T, but we're going to turn our torso to the right. Left hand comes up. I don't know if y'all are feeling this like me, but I am feeling this in my body today. Hands up to T. Come to straight. Hands above the head. Bring our hands down to the mat. Lift our back knee. We're in a lunge, right? Bring our right foot back. We're in plank. And let's go ahead and drop our knees. If you feel very powerful in your push-ups, you don't have to drop your knees, but we're going to start off with a little drop knees. Lower down, nice and slow. Let's bring our forehead or our third eye to the mat. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Do 2 more of those. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth. 1 more. Open your mouth. Let's plant our hands under our shoulders. Lift our head. Pull our chest through. Little cobra. Tucking our tail down. And back down. Leaving our knees on the mat. Let's push up. Push back. Downward dog. So we took a little pause down there. Hopefully it was good for everybody. But it was for myself, right? I could feel myself being short of breath and being kind of panty. So I realized I needed to take a quick moment to slow my breathing down, to slow down my body, tune into what I was feeling, and take control of it. So you should be doing that for yourself all the time. If I'm pushing you too hard, just take a pause. See, I'll check back in 12 seconds when I'm done breathing this out. And life, right? It's always applicable. Good. We're going to take our feet a little bit wide to about the edges of the mat, maybe a little wider. You could go out to the sides. Walk our hands in. Walk, walk, walk. I'm going to go ahead and do mine right on the outsides of my mat. My mat's pretty narrow. And it's just, for me, my squat, I feel like tends to be a little wider. I would say it's possibly because I don't have a very strong squat. I'm not sure, but that's what feels good for me. So find a good squat distance, squat width. Let's bring our hips down, hands up behind the head, right? So we're not tucked so far down. We're not in a squat so far down that our tail tucks. We keep a nice engaged butt, strong back. That means if we're here, cool. Wherever it is for you. Nice and strong. You can even lean back a little, lifting your chest, feeling you're gonna fall back. And let's shoot up. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. And walk our hands back forward. Back to downward dog distance, walk our feet in. Left leg comes up behind us. Roll our ankle, a few in each direction. And then bend your knee, kind of lifting your knee up, letting your foot fall behind you. And then we're gonna take these big knee circles, right? Try and get your knee as high as it can, all the way open, 3 on each direction. And then we'll straighten that leg out behind us. Bring the knee in and the foot in. The foot's gonna fall between our hands. We're gonna shift forward and backwards. Kind of hamstring curling with our front leg. It's not just actually hamstring curl, it's also a quad push out, right? You can feel it both directions if you pay attention. It's the difference of using your front leg as the motor versus your shifting of body weight. But if you let your body weight be kind of strong and stable, and then you use your leg, left leg, to pull and push yourself back and forth, it's just a very different sensation. Good. Let's see, let's bring our knee down, unravel our toes, let our feet be flat on the mat, and we're gonna kind of shift forward a little bit, keeping our tail tucked. Ooh, I feel a lot more on this side. This hip flexor is super tight on my right. We're gonna bring our hands up. Ooh, feeling the stretch. Oh my goodness. Deep breaths. Do one more inhale. Exhale, we're going to turn to the left, widening our arms out, parallel to the floor. Back up. And hands down. I totally lost our spot. Well, we'll find it. We'll figure it out. We're going to curl our toes under, lift our back knee. Step our left leg back. We're in plank. Maybe. Might have missed something. Nice strong plank. Our head, neck, back, shoulders all are in the same plane. Right? We're lifting with our tummy. And then bring our knees down. Unravel your toes and lower down nice and slow. Let's keep our hands underneath our shoulders, lifting up, bring our chest forward. Hi, Titu. This is Titu. He's our household rock star. Let's keep our forehead on the mat. Tuning back in, right? Do a deep inhale. Open your mouths, exhale. If you want to do a couple more of those, you totally should. All right, let's pull up our tummies, engage everything, push up, push back, downward dog. Good. So pedal your heels a little, and man, I found that movement. My Achilles and my ankles and my even kind of behind my knees, right? All that, the calf muscles all the way up are feeling much looser. Let's shift forward into plank. And if you need to do this from your knees, you should, really. There's no shame in it. We're going to be doing some shoulder engagement. So I'm going to do it from a full plank, at least for a moment,
but feel free to come to your knees. So the movement is this. It's no bend in the elbows at all. It's no head, as best as we can, right? It's all shoulder isolation. So we're letting our chest kind of fall down so that our shoulders come back and up. And then we push using our chest and shoulder muscles to lift our body back up, right? So here we are. We're in full plank. We're letting our chest fall. And then we push up. But we're not pushing with our biceps. And down. And up. One more. Down. And up. Push back. Downward dog. Bring our knees down. Walk our hands in. Child's pose. Let's get a little lift from our chest. Take our left hand, reach it up to the side, right? Opening up to left, and then shooting it under. Let's go ahead and lift. We're going to have our butts off of our heels a little bit. Shoot it through, thread the needle. Enjoying some quiet. Sometimes I really enjoy just like the weight of my body on the mat. There's like an ease in it, right? Let's lift up. Take your left hand down, right hand opens up to the side, big wide open, and then shoot it through. Thread the needle on the other side. Trying to keep our hips pretty square so you don't have like a big shifting around of our hips. Good. Come back up. So we're in tabletop by necessity because tattoo is taking up the top of our mat. So we're in tabletop. We'll find something from here, huh? Let's bring our knees off. We've done that before, right? And normally we just kind of hang out there, or sometimes we'll bring a hand up, a hand up. Let's bring our knees up and we're gonna shift forward and back, right? Our knees are hovering like an inch or two off the mat. Forward and back. And let's be really ambitious and try some little circles, but really controlled, right? This requires like a full body integration. Do 3 to 5 in each direction. You should feel your tummy engaged and shaking, your quads, your shoulders. Whoo, feeling it. Good, knees down, unravel your toes, sit on your heels. Let's bring our hands behind our back. Let's do reverse grip, right? So whatever grip feels a little wonky for you, grab that one, pull your arms back, chest forward. Oh, maybe get a big old pop like that. So my chest goes forward, but that doesn't mean I have this whole arching. Maybe sometimes it is, but right now let's bring that arching in, tucking our tail so we engage our abs a little bit while opening our chest like this. Good. Let's go over hands, shake them out, come back forward, and we're gonna do just a little more ease. It's not as active, but have our hands down. And let's do those same circles, right? So we're loosening our wrist is what we're doing. So find some stretch forward at whatever your wrist stretch point is. Do 3 to 5 in each direction. You can also try rotating fingertips to your knees, right? Do a little bit in each of those. And lastly, let's go tops of our hands to the mat, right? And I'm not gonna do rotations here. That doesn't feel right for my wrists. I'm just gonna leave a little lean, a little pressure. I have some very dainty little wrists and I've had surgeries on them. I don't think they have a lot of space in them for movement, to be honest. So, or even can handle a lot of pressure. So I'm just gonna be smart. But if you feel like this is like so easy, then find some good big circles, find a good stretch for you. Good. Come on up. Let's take to our seats. We have our feet out in front of us towards Titu. And this is gonna be tricky, but we'll figure it out. Our space here is a little limited. So I'm gonna literally you pull your butt cheeks out from under you, left and right. I know it's kind of vulgar. It's not though. You'll feel it. It's like it takes the cushion out and then you got a nice upright. So if you need to find that, you please do. All right, let's take our hands up and overhead. Deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward. And I'm not too worried about the form here. Just fold forward. It's gonna feel stretchy, wherever it is. Back up. Avoid your couch. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And from here, in a forward fold, we're gonna take our hands and we're gonna walk them back nice and slow, right? Nothing crazy, just getting this sensation of small movements. They're coming behind us, right? So we're getting a little bit of a lean to catch up with it. And then we're gonna lift our hips up off the mat. I'm gonna point my toes down so that from toe to head, I have this straight line. A little reverse plank here. Lifting our hips. Come on down. I got a little foot cramp there. You guys are just getting a tired end of the day version of Nico. Foot cramps and all the things. I guess I didn't drink enough water today. Inhale up, arms up. Exhale down, forward fold. Reach for your hands. Let your head be heavy. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Reach all the way down. And then let's walk our hands in. Right, and it gives this idea of we're like lifting up slowly. Even with our torso and our head, it's all kind of lifting, but we're lifting slowly. Walking them back. So we have a little bit of a lean back. And then we're going to lift our hips. You can keep your feet flexed. I'm actually going to keep my feet flexed because that was giving a foot cramp for some reason. So I'm going to leave my feet natural, but you do whatever works for you. Lifting, really engaging your butt, your hips. Shoulders are working. Lifty, 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 and down. Let's lean to the right with our right hand planted. Left leg is coming in, so it's about in line with your right knee, right? Let's lift up, hips up, shooting our hand back and down. I'm gonna do it one more time just so that we're making sure everybody's on the right page. So I have my left foot down, it's my power. The right leg it's kind of working, but it's actually free to move, right? So we lift it up, push up, arching in this pretty kind of rainbow or whatever, and back down. We're gonna go one more time, and instead of arching all the way back, we're gonna lift up and bring our right leg back. Did you guys get it? Have you done that before? Right hand comes down, we're in a deep, deep squat. Right leg is gonna lift, kick through, sit down. Is anybody recognizing? Maybe? Right? So we're gonna lift up, right leg comes through, standing up, right? Little technical stand up, right hand comes down, right leg lifts, kicks through, to seat, left leg follows, or the plank, pulling out my butt cheeks, get a nice stable seat, head lifted, take a deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Good. Hands up. Inhale, exhale, forward fold, reaching for your feet, letting your head be heavy. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Walking your hands in, nice and slow, lifting our torso nice and slow. Till our hands are a little bit behind us, so we're leaning in, right? And we're gonna lift our hips up, reverse plank, straight line, strong backside, and down. Now we're gonna take our right leg, bring it to in line with our left knee, right? Keeping our left hand where it is, we're gonna take our right hand and we're gonna push off, lift up, and hang in this pretty rainbow. And down. Again, left hand plants, right hand shoots up. Our right leg is our strength. Hanging, arching, pretty, pretty, pretty. And down. Good. All right, so this time we're gonna do a little stand-up technique, right? So the left hand stays here. We're gonna push off with our right so much that this left leg has space to move, right? So we're gonna lift, this left leg can hover, it comes through, right, we're in this, and then we plant our left hand, bring our left leg back down, seat. Okay, one more time, lifting up, bringing our left leg through. I don't have as much mobility on that side at all, right? I could stand up, I'm gonna bring my left hand back down, left leg through, right leg down. Nice seat. Good. Shake our wrists out. Planking is always pretty hard on our wrists. All right, guys. Let's do some good old-fashioned sit-ups. It's not very yogi-ish of us, but just on principle, right? So let's first start in a butterfly. So our bottoms of our feet are together. We have the depth of our butterfly, so whether it's here, all the way out, or in, like mine does not go to here, right? But it's dependent, our signal, our cue to us of the right distance is we go in as far as we can while keeping a good posture. So if we start slouching like this to have it far in, and we're like grabbing it, pulling it in, that is not our depth. Our depth is to go out until our back can lift, and we're here nice and strong, right? Let's take our hands around our feet and just lift straight back, pull forward a little bit. Getting a little stretch in our inner groin. Good, come back up. And then we're gonna keep our hands kind of here on our knees. You can self-regulate. So as much as you wanna grab on and hold yourself, you can assist your kind of reverse that up. So we're gonna lower down, nice and easy, We're gonna head over onto our hamstrings here, inner legs, lowering, lowering, lowering. Good. All right. Keep our feet together. We're gonna have our hands over our head. And let's start first with it pretty slow. So let's inch up, hands overhead, pulling up. Is that even possible? If that's not possible for you, give yourself a little pull with your hands, right? So we're lowering down, lowering down, lowering down. If you weren't able to get up, then you need to give a little bit, get a little momentum. Use your arms as weight in that momentum. So you're gonna pull up and come up. Good. And down. But if that's easy peasy for you, then I want you slowing it down. I want you inching up, vertebrae at a time, vertebrae at a time, vertebrae at a time. Oh, all the way up and inching down. Slow, slow, slow. If you're doing them fast, beware you might get a raspberry on your tailbone tomorrow. So it might be this. Let's do 20. I'm gonna do about 10 of these, and then we'll see how many slow ones I get. But you just go at your own pace. I lost count. I'm gonna do a little slow. Ooh. Good. Down. I'm not doing 10 of those. I'm feeling them in my hips. I don't know if y'all are feeling them in your hips. Let's bring our legs flat. And bring our right leg up. So we take our right foot and put it in our left elbow, or maybe it doesn't make it there, right? Maybe you just hold it with your hand and you're bringing it up towards your chest. So we're in kind of a pigeon, but laying down. All the while, this left leg, we're not letting it bend up. We're kind of forcing it to have a stretch in the hip while we do this. So how we do that is sending it down towards the mat, right? So instead of having it lifted, we bring it down and like have this idea that we're gonna have it touching the mat. And in doing so, we're stretching the front, or stretching our hip flexor. Okay, let's switch legs. Bring the right leg down, left leg up. You're either holding it with your hand. If you can get it in your crook of your elbow, cool. I can't. I've got a knee and a foot in my hands, and I'm pulling it up, and then I'm taking my right leg and I'm sending it down to the mat. Good. Bring your legs down. You windshield wiper your feet. Where your head. Anything that feels good, just kind of shake it out. You know, it feels nice. Let's do a little bridging. So I bring my feet in pretty tight to my butt. And I also kind of bring my shoulders, I tuck my shoulder blades down under my back. So I'm not all splayed out like this, right? I'm actually like tucking one side at a time. So I have this really narrow, tight shoulder set up with my chest up. And then my arms come down. And I'm gonna lift up, pushing off, doing my best to engage my glutes, not my quads. And if you can grab your hands, that's cool. If you can't, that's also cool. If it's available to you, you can go up on your toes for a second, bring your hands underneath your sacrum, and then relax a little bit in this like, so your hands aren't up on your spine, they're almost like on the top of your butt. And then you can relax and have this assisted bridge or assisted, bridge. Come back down. Bridges are really hard for me. They look really easy to a lot of people. They're not for me. I'm sure that's true for any movement. Our bodies are just equipped differently, right? So they did a lot of focus for me, and honestly, it can be kind of frustrating. But they're good. All right. Tuck your shoulders under. Get your feet in nice and tight. Your legs nice and engaged. Pushing off. Using our glutes if we can. Breathing. And down. Let's do a little shoulder stand. So, shoulder stand, I want to say we've already done this in one of our classes here, but that's okay. So you kind of launch off and you lift your feet up, right? So maybe you got to get a little extra kick, or maybe it comes easy to you, but your feet are going to be like they're standing on the ceiling, and then you'll catch your hips, kind of like we just were in bridge, with that assisted bridge. We're going to kick them up and then grab ourselves. Standing on the ceiling. And this is a hangout pose. So we're getting the blood flowing down and into our brain. It can be kind of invigorating. We have space in our neck, as much as we can, between our chin and our chest. Let's lower down, nice and slow. Our feet are lowering down behind our head into plow pose. So my toes are hitting the floor, yours might not. You can grab your hands, kind of clasp them behind you. Again, we're keeping space between our chin and our chest. My legs are actually pretty engaged. Lifting up, rather than being like slouchy like this, I'm lifting them, engaging them. And then let's lower down. So I'm going to take my hands out, lower down, nice and slow. Let's pause right here with our feet up to the sky. And I'm going to bend my knees, keeping my feet together. Butterfly, supine butterfly, grab our feet, take our elbows and push them into our knees. Getting a little stretch in our groin. Let's lift our feet so they're kind of up on the ceiling, standing on the ceiling. Knees are in our armpits. Happy baby. Some people like to find movement in happy baby, kind of rolling around. Whatever feels good to you. Good. Bring our feet together. Bring our feet down onto the floor. And come up to a seat. Kind of rock up. All right. Well, that was our after work yoga. Man, do bodies feel different at different times of the day, and depending on what's going on in your lives. Man was just talking today. I think our last class I was tired. I was feeling it like that. I was feeling fatigued. But today it was like
everything felt tight, you know, and not ready. That's what it was feeling like. So that's how we all are. It's just how it goes, and try to tune in. I definitely did a little bit of engagement and activity, but I try to get a lot of stretching in too. That was kind of feeling right for me. Hopefully it feels good for you too. So anyway, thanks so much, and wishing you all the very best. Namaste.